Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Tryna rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this little love. Tell the tweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains all by myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep on running cause the winner don't quit on no terror.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it because it does.
That is what we need next. Action. 100 years. That's how long it's been since women were granted the right to vote with the ratification of the 19th Amendment. And while we honor this historic milestone, we also have to acknowledge that the right was not afforded to black women.
Someday blacks will leave this country. Someday women will leave this country.
We also have to acknowledge that the fight continues to this day because there's still so many obstacles that African American women and all Americans have to overcome just to exercise our very right to vote. So today, in honor of the women who came before us, I'm announcing that November 3rd will be a company holiday at OWN so that everybody can vote and volunteer. It is just one small step we all can take to create change, to demonstrate that Black Lives Matter, to ensure that America can and will be a more perfect union. So let's get to it.
Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating. Om Shanti everyone. Welcome to your spiritual vaccine hour. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. I'm looking for words. I was so inspired by Oprah's message today that her publicist sent on all of us stepping up for owning our vote, but also being able to participate in this particular electoral process. We're no fools. There are certain individuals that maybe are feeling a little bit concerned about the possibility of them being elected in office, and might be making it very, very challenging for us as American citizens to participate in our fundamental right, and that is to show up and select individuals who we feel we can trust will navigate our lives to make it easier and to help our lives. So please, I'm begging you, own your vote. Look to their website, ownyourvote.com, go to the Oprah Winfrey Network or to Own Network and find out what things you can actually do to participate in this particular process. It's time for us to really begin to get more active in the process. I have spoken to a lot of friends who have been also feeling the same way. Many have said they just don't want to sit down in this particular voting period. They want to participate in whatever way they can. Whether they go to a poll or they sign a letter, they make a phone call, they make a text, they put out a sign, whatever it is, people are going to make it really hard for us to fulfill our rights. Look, women have fought for decades to even get to the point of voting, and if people are trying to hold us back from our voices to be heard because we're one of the biggest voters out there, that's not a right thing. It's actually not good karma, to be very honest, especially as we're supposed to be evolving. We're supposed to be moving towards a deeper sense of self-realization. But I have to say that if the way that we've defined ourselves was based on name and gender and political party and possessions and all the above, then whatever is happening is going to affect us. We are going to not show up in this time of crisis because everything physical that we thought we were is going to be taken away, tested, or stolen in one way or the other. And so why we need to really move into the area of self-realization is that you can take my car, but you can't take my integrity. You can take my house, but you can't take my peace. You can take my money, but you can't take my dignity. I mean, just imagine, when you're self-realized, no one can come and rain on your parade and take away something that is God-given. God-given. It's just that we haven't been feeding it as much. Anyway, this is really a fantastic time. It's a wild time. As I looked in the videos before I came on, the amount of rising up that has taken place in the United States of America. Can you believe it? When you look at what has been happening in the last 3 years, folks have just been stepping up, stepping in. And might I speak to those on Twitter, on social media, don't think that you posting your comment is enough. It's not. I think it's great that you can share with all your passion and your feelings and your heart. Well, let me tell you what I think is the right thing to say, and that you've done your contribution to humanity. Yes, of course, if you make a point and it's connected to truth, or it's helping us to maybe move the bar a little bit, I want you to know that's not all. Don't be deceived sitting in front of a camera or behind your laptop or in front of your laptop thinking that this is enough. We've got to become engaged. One of the ways that I'm doing it is every day I promised OWN that I will be running Own Your Vote on Spiritual Vaccine Hour, also on Wise-ish. Why? Because it's important. Because it matters. We need to participate. Again, I'm not interested in who's going to win, who's going to lose. I'm not taking sides, but I am taking the side that every individual in the United States of America who's an American citizen, 18 and above, has the right to have an easy process to go to a poll and vote for who their conscience feels is the right person to lead this great nation. I believe that. So let's become self-realized and let's step up. And later on, you're going to listen to a video by Elisa Hava, who has done a really beautiful song on the whole inspiring process of voting. And most of you who have been on for quite a while, you have come to build your affection for Akshay, who is the son of Durga. And they've been joining us on Spiritual Vaccine Hour now for quite a while. And so Akshay came over yesterday, spoke Santosh to oblivion, by the way. And of course, what I love with the youths, and I'm remembering Sister Lakshmi's son Deep, when they would be like, oh, I can do it. I remember Deep used to come and show me all these things. Sister Jenna, look at this, you can do this. I says, Deep, with all that energy, you think you could put together an app for us? You know, and sure enough, remember Santosh? Santosh and Deep saved us thousands of dollars and designed the Pause for Peace app. In other words, we wanted Deep to only use his time in a worthwhile way while he was here. And sure enough, if you've downloaded the Pause for Peace app, that was Deep, Sister Lakshmi's son, and Santosh, that actually used their time and energy to, instead of just scrolling through computers like, oh my God, what is that? I was like, can you do something significant, Deep? Sure enough, he did. Some of you had asked me to meet Sister Lakshmi, who's with us, and I'd like to ask her to just come up and wave to say hello. Come on up. So in the mornings, Sister Lakshmi has been doing our morning class, which is known as the Murli. And can you see her? Well, you have to come this way, I think. You have to, wait, hold on. So you can say hello. So Sister Lakshmi has come to take care of her sister Jenna because, as you all know, I had surgery. So she came to make sure I didn't have to work too hard. And she has been a treat. So she helps out in the morning sessions, and then she's been helping to do a whole bunch of things inside of the ashram and just keeping everybody happy and healthy. Anything you want to say to everyone?
Yeah, it's my honor to be here, and I'm so happy to be here always. And I got so much, I took so much and so many years from Baba's instrument, Sister Jenna. So it's my time to show that love, that what I took from.
Aww.
That's what I feel. That's the intention I came here, that I want to show my love, what I got all these years from her.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. She's a sweetheart. So that's Deep's mom. You know, Deep is now in college up in Europe, and he's learning a very specific technique of some sort of a profession of some sort. And anyway, I just want to publicly tell you, I don't have to say thank you, but having you here with me has made my healing process so much easier, and it's been a blessing.
And for me also, so much learning and, you know, churning and learning so many things, and so many things you are sharing.
We've had nice talks.
Yeah. So many nice talks and long conversations.
Yeah.
Really helped me and just to move my journey forward.
Yeah.
Smoothly.
That's one of the nice things. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's one of the nice things when we spend more time together. We don't come just as student and teacher, but we come into relationships. And I know for those of you who have been with Spiritual Vaccine since its began, there's been a feeling of a family vibration. And I really deeply feel that we're intimately connected. Some of you I've physically met at the Meditation Museum, and some of you I have not physically met, but yet we have met. And by the way, for those of you who won your free gifts, it's in the mail, so look out for it. I was telling Santosh today, he heard me kind of like talking to myself, and I was saying, you get a free card, you get a new card, you get a new card, you get a new card. And I went, wow, that must have felt great when Oprah was giving, you get a new car, you get a new car. Asmita, it's not a new car, but it's a new book, it's a new CD. So to all of those who have answered the question that I had raised the other day, your gifts are in the mail, and we hope you will like it, along with a very, very special surprise, which is our special incense stick that has special little gold dust covered on it. And you cannot get that incense stick anywhere in the entire world. So look out for that in the mail. And if you don't get your little special incense stick in the mail, Somebody took that out. I think they must have liked the smell in the envelope and took it. But anyway, just some little treats and little nuggets to express our appreciation for participating with us and making this just seem so real, so natural, so honest, so authentic. So thank you. So let's go into a little meditation together, because we're talking about self-realization, and my understanding about self-realization for me is when I start to move away from the world of materialism. And that's not to say a world of materialism isn't important. It is very important for the well-being of my survival. However, if I as the soul feed the world of materialism more than I feed the original self of the soul, I'm not living and I'm not realized. I'm in a dark place. So tonight we want to share a little bit about that. And yesterday we talked about the war within and how important it is to be able to win the war and don't worry about the battle. Yeah, little issues come and go, little victories and little defeats, but the ultimate win within the self is the war, which is something in your mind deceiving you? Is there an enemy sitting inside of you that is really taking away all your treasures? And we have to be able to discern who that enemy is and kick it out. Now, we can only kick out that enemy if we become self-realized. So let's take a deep breath. Hold it. Release. Take another deep breath. Hold it. Release. And let's take a moment of Baba's remembrance. Right now, at this very moment, take a deep breath in and out. Remind yourself that yes and no can be a full sentence. So stop trying to please everyone. Stop stressing. Say yes or no. It's a full sentence. Breathe in deeply. Release. Accept that you are perfect just as you are, and you are open for room for change. No more stress. Say yes or no. Sway your body left and right very slowly. Come back to the center. Center your eyes. And then direct your eyes as far upwards as you can. Come back to the center. Direct it downwards as far down as you can. Come back to the center. Sway left, sway right. Remind yourself, yes is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. Today, stop stressing trying to people please, and please yourself.
Self-realization is the ability for someone to reach his or her full potential. It can be seen as achieving everything you're capable of without even knowing it. It's being able to reach heights where you never believed you could. So many people think that it's not possible, but in reality, it's something you can easily achieve if you put your mind and focus to it. The following steps can guide you to attain self-realization and also gain control over your life. But before that, if you find this video helpful to you, please help us by clicking that like button below. And if you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any interesting updates in the future. Now, number 1, create time for yourself. In the process of self-realization, the very first thing you have to do as an individual is to find time for yourself. It's a known fact that the world's a busy place, and every man has to work and keep himself busy to be able to survive well in this life. For this reason, most people already pre-schedule their coming days even before the day comes, and this, therefore, leaves you with little or no time for yourself. Because of your busy nature, you find it hard to be alone with your thoughts, and this makes your soul tired, even without your knowledge. You might think that after achieving a particular thing, you'll then have the chance to rest. But funny enough, after that one, another one surfaces, and so on. So the only way for you to be able to attend to yourself is to find time for yourself. Making time for yourself is not about taking a nap, exercising, or being with friends and family. It's about relaxing your mind and soul. It's about finding time for self-introspection, time to think about yourself, your past, present, and future. You need to find the energy to dedicate to yourself completely without anyone or anything interfering with you taking your attention away from what's important. Number 2, leave your comfort zone. You might not want to agree with this, but the truth is that all of us are trying to live life the way that we're already used to living. Most people don't want to include new agendas in their plans. The modern era has made people pre-programmed that they don't want to do anything that's outside their scope of duty. The truth is that there's some things you do every day that define you as a person. You hang out with the people you're familiar with. You go out to the same places over and over. The daily routine is all about waking up, working, and going to bed. And that's one of the things that won't allow you to attain self-realization because you're too comfortable with the life you're living. If you truly want to achieve self-realization, then you have to find a way to leave your comfort zone and start living life the way you desire and not the way you want. You have to get rid of all that negativity in your life, and also, you might have to cut off every toxic person that's trying to bring you down. Number 3, get to know yourself. As a person, you might feel that you know yourself already, but it'll be fun to let you know that you don't know your true self because you don't have a clue about who you are or even what you want to become. As a person, you have to discover your hidden motives and desires, your deepest fears and insecurities, your wildest dreams and hopes. You also need to know the parts of you that you like and dislike. Find out the things you might want to change about yourself and your life in general, the things that set you back, the things that move and motivate you to do better. These are all qualities you need to ask yourself before expecting any bigger changes to occur. Number 4, be at peace with yourself. Being at peace with yourself is the next thing you have to do. This happens after you get to the bottom of yourself and have found out some new things about yourself and the person you are and the person you aspire to be. For you to be at peace with yourself, you have to be completely aware of all your flaws and virtues, of all your good and bad sides. For you to attain self-realization, you need to accept your past and leave whatever's in the past in the past. Nobody's perfect, and the last thing you want to do is judge yourself because of mistakes you made in the past. Being at peace with yourself also means being aware of your full potential and all of your setbacks. It also means being honest with yourself about who you truly are. Forget about fitting into the image of someone else. Instead, create your own set of moral values and worldviews and stick to them, because they are the only things that matter. Number 5, free yourself from boundaries. Every person has deep-rooted insecurity issues and that little voice in our heads that always tells us we can't do it. But this solely depends on what you believe. Whether you want to allow that voice to take you over completely and make you believe that you're good for nothing, or you want to defeat it and win yourself over by proving that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. You have to realize that the only person that's preventing you from attaining any height you desire is yourself. The only boundaries that are preventing you are those in your head. Those are the things that you created, the ones that you've allowed the world to impose on you. So for you to attain self-realization, you have to get rid of those imaginary boundaries. You have to understand that your destiny is in your hands and that you are the creator of your happiness. Number 6, having faith. Always believe in yourself. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not, your guardian angels or in destiny. What's most important is believing in yourself and also believing that these divine forces will get you closer to your goals. You have to understand that everything happens for a reason and in perfect timing. You have to believe that tomorrow will surely be better. You have to believe that you have all it takes and all the time to get your full potential. It's with this that you can achieve the self-realization in which you seek. Number 7, increase your focus. For you to achieve self-realization, one of the things that you must do is to set clear goals for your present and future self and make sure you put in all your energy to actualize them. You have to make sure you define your goals, or else you might never reach them. That's why you have to come to terms with the things you want from life and yourself. Be determined and completely focused on your plans without allowing anything or anyone to distract you. Understand what takes your time and try not to waste your energy on frivolous things. Number 8, work on yourself. For you to successfully attain self-realization, you must work on yourself. There must be self-improvement. That's why you have to try your best to make sure you become the best possible version of yourself at all times. Instead of being idle and satisfied with where you are, always seek to explore yourself the more. Slowly, step by step, start pushing yourself to overcome all the barriers you think you have. Always have it at the back of your mind that change doesn't come instantly. They always take time. So don't stop pushing, continue working, improve yourself, and you'll surely get there. Number 9, start meditating. When you've accomplished everything we've talked about previously, then you turn to the spiritual side of self-realization, and that's achieved through meditation. Meditation, for its part, will help you clear your mind and help you practice mindfulness and also train your focus and attention. Meditation is usually difficult at the start, but consistency is the only way around it. Be aware that meditation is also great for the entire body and soul, and that it brings numerous short and long-term benefits to your entire system. But its biggest advantage is helping you free your mind and your soul, which is precisely what you need to attain self-realization. Well, those are the 9 ways to attain self-realization.
Wasn't that fantastic? Thumbs up. Did you get your 9 steps tonight and your meditation? How's everybody feeling today? Isn't that what self-realization is all about? It's a reconnecting to the self. It is really getting to know the soul in you. Not just what you see with your 2 eyes, not what you think you're able to control with your physical hands or with even the power of your voice, but self-realization has to do with the depth of knowing your strengths, your limits, your beauty, your ugliness, your angel, your demon. And it's being able to know that you'll have the courage to always go back to the angel in you until you get to that full-fledged angelic you. In the teachings of Raj Yoga meditation, the first lesson that we were taught is, who am I? Know yourself. You are a living energy. Your soul. What type? Peaceful. And I remember when I had to remind myself of that, Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul. I am. It was just like, I could not accept that. It took a long time. But I am peaceful. And I remember, I was in India at the time at the headquarters of the Brahma Kumaris. And the sister says, it's your natural nature. And I'm like, maybe not mine. but it's a nice thing to have, but I don't think I have it. But she says, but it is who you are. And the only reason why you're not feeling it right now is because you don't remember. So in the whole teachings of Raja Yoga meditation, it's to remind you to remember who you really are. And that's the whole journey to self-realization. Knowing yourself. The energy that sits behind your eyes has your entire story recorded in it. Your past, your present, your future, a beginning, a middle, and an end, and a new beginning. The more you focus on the thought, and you know I talk about thought a lot because that's actually the whole journey. Every thought, I was saying that to Lakshmi and Antonia upstairs today before we came into the studio. We were having some mango and some kale juice, and I was saying every single thought that you and I have has a connection to our past or to our future. And we sat with that for a little bit, everyone, and it was almost scary to some extent. Every thought that I have is about me, is a story connected to me, is an experience that I've had. It has to do with predominantly my past lives. And I want to slow this down and repeat it one more time. Every thought we have had is connected really to who we are, what we've become, something that we have lived. Are you comfortable with that idea? Now, you can say, I don't like that session, Sister Jenna. I don't like that point. I don't want to accept that I've had a thought of hurting someone. I've had a thought of jealousy. I've had a thought of lying or stealing, or I've had a thought of feeling less than worthy, even though I act like I am. But yes, it's a part of you. It's something that you have lived. It is something that you have experienced. You have felt that thought somehow, somewhere, somehow. Some of us have felt the same thought over and over again, that the vibration of that thought is so wired in our cells that the vibration just automatically triggers back to the soul. You know, you've been thinking this. You don't feel good, so don't feel good. Even if everything comes up in the test reports, right, Sister Gita? Even if everything comes back in the test reports, healthy, 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 healthy. I think Sister Gita is the only person I know on the planet that hates getting back test results that say normal. It's like, no, there's got to be something wrong. Yeah, there is. But physically, everything is normal. Everything is fine. So once we've had a particular thought, and we've fed that thought over a long period of time, look at what it can do. It can make us believe we are something when we're not. We've been walking around believing we are the body. And we're not just the body. We are the soul using this body. We've been living our lives for decades thinking we're not worthy because a parent told us we're not good. Or maybe we married to someone who was very emotionally abusive or physically abusive and kept telling us you're garbage. And that went so deep into my consciousness that without me knowing, the thought would come up again and again in my consciousness, and I could feel that feeling all over again, but I did nothing with it. It just kept feeding the emotion. And before I know it, five births later, 10 births later, 30 lives later, maybe 40 lives later, I carry the weight of that thought, and it comes up to signal, I need you to address it. But I don't address it. I run away from it, or I distract myself from looking at it, or I will lie to myself about it, or I'll keep blaming someone about it, and it never gets addressed. So every thought we have had has a reason for existing. The moment I accepted that truth, my self-realization soared. Because I became now responsible for how I wanted to feel, and for the choices I needed to make, and for the person that I aspire or dream to become. If the energy of God and Baba, God, Allah, Jehovah, Khuda, Bhagwan, Prabhu, whatever is the name that comforts you. If the energy of God lives in every one of us to some extent, the personality of God's energy is in every one of us. All, how many billions of us now? 7, 8, 20, 50? I don't know. I stopped counting after 6. But that spark of energy of God's purity and love is etched in every single one of us. And because we haven't been feeding that relationship between soul and the Supreme Soul and God, instead we've been feeding the gender, the role, the relationship, the partner, the people. It hasn't had the power that it could. So we don't think of God as much as we should. And many times we think of God when there's something tragic happening, something traumatic. Antonia was telling me a story upstairs, and she was saying that when her mother was passing, she went to her place of worship at the time, and she asked the person who was the religious head about this thing about her mother, and she hated to know that her mother was going through this. And the person said to her, well, everyone has to suffer in order to get to God. And that response for her broke her bhavna for her religious connection to that particular entity. And she says, there's no way you're going to tell me that a good person has to suffer to get to God. That's not the God that I want. And we had a very long conversation upstairs before coming down about this. We carry different beliefs from many lifetimes about our interpretation of God. And when we break away from the attachment to our gender and our role and our physical world, when we start to reduce the energy of body consciousness and begin to bring soul consciousness in my walking, my eating, my cooking, my cleaning, my speaking to people, when I bring that pure energy of soul consciousness, like you all felt the energy of Sister Lakshmi, so sweet and so pure, and somebody said she has a college kid, yeah, but it was not just about her role. That's not what Baba teaches. It's what's the virtue and what's the quality that she wants to bring into her life as a mother, as a wife, as a sister, as a friend, as a student, as a child of God. And when you start to bring that energy, that pure energy, the quality of the energy, through those roles that you have to play, you are living a self-realized life. And all that humanness and physical stuff doesn't, distract you or make you feel like there's always a crisis because you're losing something. You can't lose something that you don't have. And if you feel you don't have peace, then you haven't lost it. The irony is we are all born with the energy of peace, but I believe we forget it. And because we forget who we are and we forget these qualities, we have lost ourselves. We've lost the ability to realize ourselves. And so in the teachings of Raj Yoga, we start to learn bit by bit, little by little, let me remember who I am. let me remember who I am. And I don't want to keep pretending and brushing over it. Like everybody here, everybody who studies here in Washington at the museums know how truthful, authentic, and real we are here. If we're not perfect, we're not perfect, but we will become, right? But there's something so powerful about the effort, the faith and the courage to say, but I know Baba's qualities, that love is in me, that purity is in me, that beauty as a spirit is in me. And so every day you try to nurture that remembrance until the switch can never go off. We were laughing that I mean, how can I tell myself I'm a deity and then the next minute I might be yelling at someone? You can't be a deity and then start yelling at somebody. Deities don't yell at people. When's the last time you looked at an angry deity? You know, so you can't do that. So I know there's a deity living inside of me, but she's not fully served. She hasn't been fully fed. She hasn't been fully empowered. And so why meditation is so important, why time for the self is so important, why being with positive-minded people is so important, why studying wisdom and spiritual teachings is so important. It's because the age after this iron aged dark age has to be a golden age, which everyone has to have their self-esteem, self-worth, and self-realization. We don't have an option. We really don't. I ask you to take deep breaths during the day. And when it seems really hard, to start the work, to return to your divinity and to return to your power and your beauty. When it seems hard, get busy, do something in the house, put on your favorite music, listen to something inspiring, turn on comedy, but don't sit in that comfort zone of feeling stuck or lost or uncertain or fed up, or you give up with yourself. It's okay if you feel like that once in a while, but it's not okay to feel like that all the time. Everybody around you will start to worry, and it's only because you just need a boost. That's all. I just need a boost. And I need this virtue that I use and talk about all the time, honesty. I sometimes in my down days, I'll just say, I just don't feel so good today. We've had times when I remembered that Christmas, Santosh, remember, I was so sad around that Christmas time. Now, I had no reason to be sad. I have no idea what was going on. It was something deep in the sanskaras of the soul. It was a memory of a past. It had nothing to do with the current state. Everything was beautiful. Things were fine. But that Christmas, I just wasn't Christmassy. And I'm actually a Christmas yogi. When December comes, that tree's up on December 1. Oh, November, sorry, yeah. Sorry, it's up by Thanksgiving. That tree is up. I just love Christmas. And I remember that Christmas day, I told the family, I'm so sorry. I'm just not going to be Christmassy for you today. And that was the day, that honesty, the family just says, don't worry, we're here for you. And then we got calls from India, we got calls from all the seniors, and we connected to a lot of our old yogis. And within 15, 20 minutes, we didn't remember that we were not having a nice Christmas. You know, because I'm usually the life of the party. And when that's gone, that's it. But that honesty will always send help. When you're honest with yourself, the universe will send you help. It will send you salvation. And I think that's really, really important. All right. So is everybody enjoying tonight's session? Chit chat, all of that? Let's see what you've got going on here. All right. You can't lose what you are. Yeah, divine beingness. That's true, Louise. Hi, Nikki Dicky. Thank you. You're enjoying. Okay, Julio, we'll see what we can do. Louise, you're right. All BKs do look young. It's the yoga vibrations. I know. Look at Sister Gita. If you all go to Sister Jenna's Facebook, it's the Sister Dr. Jenna, I think, Facebook. There's a picture there with Sister Gita with her gold wig on. And I'm like, oh my God, the expression was priceless, by the way. But the comments that Antonio was showing me was like everybody kept saying, she looks so young. How old is Sister Gita? And me and Santosh, we're getting gray hair. He's losing hair. I'm getting gray. I don't know what to do. She's in heaven. You know, she's okay. All right. Okay. So Deepika, nice to have you. I'm glad that you enjoyed the class on overcoming fear, Louise. Beautiful that Sister Shivani shared that. So Akshay says the video that he watched was even better than the 80 ways to say no. Okay. Anyone has any questions? Asmita, yesterday I was so overwhelmed with gratitude. My son commented, I look so happy like a kid getting Christmas presents. Thanks a lot, sister, for everything. Oh, it's our pleasure, Asmita. It's really our delight. Om Shanti, Mercedes. Glad to have you on. Glad to have you on. Beautiful. So self-realization starts with you considering yourself to be a soul, okay? To just break away from the limitation of, how do I find the words? I'm a woman, I can't change the tires on the car. I'm a soul, the tire is flat. I just might have the capacity to do this. It's a completely different narrative. So whenever the soul feeds the, what we always call in Raja Yoga, body consciousness, I'm a man, I'm a woman, did you know what this one did to me? This happened, it shouldn't have happened. I agree. We shouldn't have to go through suffering and trauma and pain and sorrow. But it's a part of the journey, unfortunately. We are all in this cycle of transformation. We're in this cycle of karma. We're in this cycle of entropy. And if you have the faith that you started out perfect, and perfection meant there was just beauty in everything that would come through you. And because energy gets used up, the beauty transforms itself in a different form. But there is beauty there, but it's in a different form. And it feels different. I don't feel happy. I don't feel strong. I don't feel secure. Something in that feeling is trying to show you something. Every thought that we have is showing us something about ourselves. And the sooner I can accept that, the faster I can move onwards towards self-realization. And it's for sure. It's for sure. So even if tonight, the only thing that you've taken from our time together is to contemplate when the show is over, is it true? Is it true? Every thought that I have is connected to me? Every thought? Even if I think my next door neighbor is annoying because they keep playing loud music? Yep. Even if Sister Gita comes down and starts dancing with her dolls in the middle of the show and it annoys me? Yep. even if I think such and such a person is like this and they did this and they're the mean one and they're the ugly one, what does that have to do with me? They were the ones who were bad. Yes, they were. But you're not feeling good. And you're not feeling good is your sign. It's something to do with you. Every thought that we have is signaling something about us. I know it's a hard one. I've given it some deep thought. I don't want all the thoughts I have to become a reality, but they're there. And that's why it's imperative that we meditate, we stay in good company, we push through, we create a new pattern, we try to find ways to develop and grow ourselves, feed our minds the right thing. Every night I go to bed listening to something inspiring. Every single night. Why? To keep my mind fresh. Why? Because the world's getting darker. Why? Because it's the age that we're in. Why? Because it's fixed to happen. Why? Because it's eternal. You can go into a million whys, but where are you? I have to make myself strong. All right. So thank you, my dear angels, for joining us tonight. Let me put on my glasses. I know, Louise, you said all the BKs look young, but we still have poor eyesight. Sign of old age. Anyway. Oh, good, Louise. You saw the photo with Sister Gita, right? It was so good. Thank you, Mercedes. I'm glad that the program is inspiring. I'm so glad that this is changing your life tonight, Louise. Thank you so much. Vrinda, nice to have you. Enjoyed the wonderful discussion. A month ago I was uneasy and didn't know what was happening. And then she heard the gracious words. Very good, Vrinda. Glad that you could join that. All right. So let's close off. We're going to close off with Elisa Hava's song, and I'd like you to kind of give it some thought, because I thought that Elisa's voice and song, she's not basically, giving you like, I want you to do this. She's not trying to force anything, but it's a song to defend democracy, and it's called I Vote. She says, I've never considered myself much of a patriot, but rather a world citizen. And as an artist and activist, I've always wanted my music to uplift and inspire people. And I've traveled near and far to help spread a message of peace and social change. When I wrote the song with Brooklyn-based hip-hop artist Spirit Child years ago, voter apathy was at an all-time high, and we needed change. We wrote it together as a dialogue to express the conflict that we saw around us, while also questioning the validity of our vote when it seems that the system in and of itself cannot be trusted. So, with everything going on with the Postal Service and with its stuff heating up, and I'm sure it's not going to be very pretty, I'm asking everybody stay focused. Don't get caught up in the drama. I know it's tasty. I know it's got some spice to it, and it's seasoned. Don't go there. Don't focus on it. Souls playing their part. What's your vote? Make sure you own your vote. And right after Elisa's song, we're going to watch Akshay's debut meditation. And I think you all are just going to love his meditation. Was there a part in the meditation where he's doing the meditation, he goes, no, I didn't mean that. Let's just do this over. So again, I wanted to keep it as raw and truthful, because what do 12-year-olds do in meditation, right? And how do they relate in meditation? So I just want you to know, I think he's done a splendid job. And congratulations to his mother, Durga, who's been teaching him Raj Yoga meditation, and for him watching the 6-part Raj Yoga meditation course that I give on the YouTube. So if you're interested in learning about the Raj Yoga meditation course, there's a playlist on your YouTube. Oh, it's a playlist on Facebook and Meditation Museum YouTube where you can actually participate in the Raj Yoga meditation course and learn, Louise and everyone out there, how to stay young. Because that's what the Raj Yoga meditation course of the Brahma Kumaris definitely offers you. It's really the fountain of youth, without a doubt. It changes your energy. So instead of abusing and using your energy for things that are not useful, you will restore your energy and use your thoughts, your words, and your choices to bring benefit to humanity. The more you offer your life to be of service to humanity, the more it's proving to yourself you are becoming more realized about who you really are. So thank you all for joining in. Enjoy Aliza Hava. You can Google her, Aliza Hava. Here's her song for democracy. And right after Aliza will be our wonderful little brother, Akshay. Feel free to put in the comment what your thoughts were and how you felt. Have a wonderful night.
I vote 'cause I know I can change things with the tip of my finger. Down in Washington, D.C., I ask, what can my country do for me? What? Greed, war, poverty. Somebody tell me, how can this be? This goes out to the people of the nation. Go on and get yourself the voter registration. It's time for some new legislation. I vote, I know I can change things with the tip of my finger. I vote 'cause I know I can change things with the tip of my finger.
What's the use? Show me some proof. What's the be of me, your minds if I get in this booth? Good question for the ever-rising youth. Show me a politician who's been telling me the truth. So if you got the feeling, rise up and give it. Knowledge is power to the people. No limits, take no givens. Expose lies hidden. Turn off your television vision and make it a good decision. Go.
When the world spins out of control, I think it's time to step up to the pole. Ain't only one way to make a choice. Stand up and you, gonna call the Congress all the time, tell them what's on my mind. In the Senate and the House, I want a leader, not a louse. Call me crazy, but it's true. Oh, it's up to me and you. So pick up the phone, dial it in, your favorite number, government. I vote, I know I can change things with the tip of my finger. I vote 'cause I know I can change things with the tip of my finger.
I got this feeling something could change, but if I do nothing, the things remain same. So I stimulate the brain on what they got to say and read between the lines to figure the best way. Choose your side if you're gonna ride. Make your claim, take nothing short of the truth. State your name for the record so they know you came. Remind them who you are, strong. You possess no shame.
I vote 'cause I know I can change things with the tip of my finger. I vote 'cause I know
I voted.
With every deep breath, you want to feel your heartbeat slow down. You want to feel the rest of the world decrease in color. Imagine not your physical form in existence, but your spiritual, your true form. I come to the realization that I am not what I see in the mirror. I am not this body. This body is only the vehicle. Then what am I? The driver. I, the soul, the being of light, and the driver of this body. But this planet, this physical world, is not my true home. As I am sure you do not live in your car, a soul does not live in its body. I certainly hope you don't live in your car. And as we take these deep breaths, I'd like you to take your foot off the accelerator pedal and put it on the brake pedal. I, the soul, the being of light, slowly yet carefully, and just for now, leave the center of the forehead. I imagine as my very consciousness travels through the sky, passes the clouds, and goes out of the earth, or out of its atmosphere. As I exit, I take a quick moment to look back down at Mother Earth, the parking lot for all of our cars, all these vehicles, these bodies, where we often forget that we are the driver and let the body take control. But now, it's time to change that. I move through empty space and past the stars, past the planets, past all asteroids, past all physical and corporeal elements of the universe. And as I reach the very depths of this physical world, this physical existence, I hear the soft murmur echoing between planets, between stars, between bodies. The murmur carries positive vibrations that are unimaginable. They soothe my consciousness as I continue traveling, and traveling some more, and maybe even a little bit more, since souls don't run on gas, and I don't run out. Until I reach a different plane of existence, the soul world, the world of light, the world of peace, the world of silence. Usually there are many more people here, but for now, there's just me, the soul, a tiny point of light, and Baba, Shiv Baba, also the soul, yet the supreme soul. He never enters a vehicle. His own form is enough to carry him anywhere. But still, he sits in the center of this different plane of existence and lets out positive vibrations. His powerful light, his powerful virtuous energy, glows with an unimaginably lively power that I have never seen before. Actually, I have seen it before, but not in body form. The golden light goes from yellow to orange to red to purple and radiates across the limitless universe of light. And in this powerful world of silence, I too start to illuminate and sparkle brighter and brighter. I illuminate the area around me, which was already lit up, except now it's brighter. I sit there for a few minutes and allow all tension to melt away as Baba's light fills every last nook and cranny, every last crack, every last hole in my spirit. Fear is washed away and replaced with acceptance. Worry is diluted by bliss. Every vice imaginable just melts away as everything materialistic is, for now, let go of. This is my true home. The limitless aura of the soul and Baba stretches limitlessly. Wait, I just said that. And then I realize, as beautiful as this world is, this energy can't be sitting unused. It must be used in some way. So I slowly go back to my home. Temporary home, rental home. I cross the planets, the same stars again. I hear the bellow, the echo of Om, and I reach my home planet once again and enter the center of the forehead, where I realize the five senses, touch, smell, sight, hearing. I forgot the last one. I think that was all five. The five senses are only divine gateways to the physical world that help the soul understand it. In my true form, the soul world is what I can understand. In my vehicle, this world is what I understand. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.